Yes, hello all, MikeRo Munch here, and welcome to a brand new series on my channel. To start off, this is a series that's going to be quite close to my heart. Villa are my dad's team. They're pretty much like my second team. I absolutely love the boys from Birmingham. I've been up there multiple times up to Villa Park, stood in the whole end. It's been absolutely great. And now, considering the run that they're on in real life, so if you're watching this in the future, I don't know what's actually happened, but at this stage, Villa have surged from nowhere in the Championship to get into the playoff positions and are looking like they're going to qualify for them at the end of this year. They were really underperforming under Steve Bruce at the start of the year. Dean Smith came in, Jack Grealish got injured for a while, they really struggled, and now that he's back, they're kind of taking over a little bit of the league, and they are the informed team in the Championship as we speak. The aim of this save is really to get Villa back to where they belong in the echelons of football. The Fallen Giants. It's going to be the first kind of Fallen Giants save, if you like, that I'm going to have done on the channel. Obviously, they have won multiple competitions before, as we all know, including the European Cup, the First Division. They were a great team, and they probably still are. There's still a lot of potential in this club, and the idea of this save is to take them back up to the higher echelons of football, back into the Champions League, and see how we can get there. I'm still going to be carrying on the Blythe save in the meantime. That is the long-term save. This is maybe not a shorter save, but this is another more sort of, I don't know, more popular save, if you will. Not everyone's going to know Blythe Town. Not everyone's going to get. That's kind of like my little cult personal save that I love, and I want you all to be a part of it. This is more like if I was going to do YouTube mainstream saves, this would be the one that I would sort of do, if you know what I mean. So, without further ado, let's look at the squad and what we have to work with. But before that, it's worth noting that I have actually sold some players. We've not really made a signing yet, although we have got one player in on loan. In terms of the departures, Mila Jedinak and Tommy Elphick are both gone for a total of £1.4 million between them. And we have brought in Stanley Nsoki, who is a French under 19, a French 19-year-old centre-back on loan from PSG. I am going to change these stats around because it's going to make them look like world beaters. They're still on the Blythe save setting, so I'll change them in a minute on the interface and we'll get a better look at what we're looking at. But he's the only signing that we've made in on loan. I don't really have much of a budget. I only have around about £2.5 million to spend, and that's not going to be enough. I personally think that this squad is good enough to get promoted from the Championship. And the bookies agree with me. We are favourites to go up in this division, which kind of puts a little bit of pressure on us. John McGinn and Jack Grealish are both meant to be in the team of the year come the end of the season. But as we all know, the Championship, it can be a little bit of a lottery because any team can win the Championship. It's the most exciting leagues in the world. Even though it's maybe not the slightly real quality, it's still incredibly exciting. There are a lot of Leeds players in there. So, in terms of our squad, we have got a very decent lineup, actually, to be fair. I'm looking at some of the players that I've got, and the ones that stand out are at the back, James Chester, 3.5 stars on this. He's a 29-year-old Welsh defender, has got Premier League experience. He played with Hull, West Brom, obviously, Manchester United youngster at the start of his career. And I still need to change the interface, so ignore the yellows for the time being. I will change them beforehand, before we get cracking into the save properly. But as you can see, he's got heading of 15, which is very good, composure of 15, positioning 15, teamwork 15. For me, he is a kind of decent Premier League footballer. He's not going to get any better, but he's still probably in his prime years around about now. And he is actually wanted by a number of clubs, including Palace and Huddersfield, which tells you that he is Premier League quality. So I'm going to up the excellent attributes to 15, the good attributes to 12, and the average ones to 9, and then we'll try that and see what they look like now. And suddenly James Chester still looks like a decent player, but not that good, if you know what I mean. Moving into the midfield, it is going to be mainly down, I believe, to John McGinn, who I think is probably going to be a player we're going to keep for the majority of the rest of the save. 4-star ability at the moment. I think he can personally get better. Our scouts don't. He is 23-year-old Scottish. Villa actually signed him this year. I believe it was actually from Hibs. And he's a very decent footballer. In real life, he's tearing up trees at the moment. And he will be partnering the one and only Jack Grealish, who is Birmingham born and bred, 22 years old, Englishman. We're going to do well to keep him throughout this save. He's got plenty of potential. 17 flair, excites me. Technique 15, natural fitness 16. He is one real quality Premier League player that we have in our side, like that we could get into a very good Premier League team, like your kind of Evertons, etc, etc. I think he's just at that level. And then up front, of course, we have Tammy Abraham, who is essentially a battering ram. In real life, absolutely smashing it at the moment. I think he's got 26 goals for the season since joining Villa, which is absolutely incredible. And there is no way on earth that I'm going to try and not keep him. Even though he's on loan from Chelsea at the moment, I'm going to try and sign him next year. We've got to, because I imagine he's going to score a shed load this year, but we will see. For those of you that don't know that much about Aston Villa, nickname is the Villains, founded in 1874. They have a number of honours, which we will go into in a minute. They obviously retain a fierce rivalry with Birmingham, West Brom, Wolves and Coventry as well. Got plenty of legends, plenty of icons and plenty of favoured personnel. Jack Grealish being on there. I'm hoping that by the end of this, my name will be on there as well. And quickly running through the honours list, as you can tell, the one time they won the European Cup, or the Champions League if you will, was 1982. They've won the English Premier Division, not the Premiership, but the kind of first division, they've won it a number of times, 7 times, came runner-up 10th, most recently in 1993, so just at the start of the Premier League dawn. I think that was under Ron Atkinson, who was a very good manager for them. They won the European Super Cup, English FA Cup 7 times, and yeah, Carabao Cup 5 times, or the League Cup 5 times, so they have a very decent history, and I'm hoping we can carry that on. In terms of the tactics that we're going to use, I've actually got a couple here. We've got the standard 4-2-3-1, which is going to be more of a kind of tiki-taka possession-based style. But then the second one is going to be a custom fluid counter-attack. And I've never played this system in this game, but it is actually a 3-4-1-2, but with 2 defensive midfielders. I think this could work really well for Villa, although the one problem I've got is I want to have really McGinn and Jack Grealish kind of in a more advanced position. Obviously, this is making it tough. What I might end up doing is I might actually not have 2 players up front. I might just have that. Actually, let's do that now. I'm going to have Jack Grealish and John McGinn in behind probably Tammy Abraham up front. And I think this could be a very, very decent formation. But to start the season, we are away at Hull at the KCOM Stadium. They're probably going to be pushing for the playoffs. This is going to be a tough game to get us going. As you can tell in pre-season, we have not lost a game. The only points we didn't have any points, but the only game where we didn't win was against Hospitalet, and I have no idea who they are. I also have no idea who else we played, to be fair. Some kind of like low league Spanish teams, so it's probably just as well that we won. But it's going to get the testosterone going. Oh, let's go and pick the team. So, this is our very first lineup in the Aston Villa save. Kalinic is in goal, who's a player actually I didn't even know that they had, to be fair. They look like they bought him from Ghent, but yeah, he looks like a very decent goalkeeper in all fairness. I've barely seen him play this year, so this is very exciting. El Mohammadi is at right back, Chester to Anzabi, and Taylor make up the back 4 with these guys on wing backs, Taylor and El Mohammadi, hoping they can get forward and help us control the game. John McGinn's playing as a deep lying playmaker in the defensive role, with Conor Hourihane bombing on, being the box-to-box midfielder. I think he's a very underrated footballer, Conor Hourihane. I absolutely love him, and as you can see here, he's got plenty of stats that you'd want in a central midfielder. Natural fitness of 16, stamina of 16, teamwork 16, work rate 16, determination 17, leadership 15, and a good free kick taker as well. Then you've got the kind of very dangerous 3 in behind Tammy Abraham, which is Green, Grealish, and El Ghazi. Jack Grealish going to be playing as our advanced playmaker in that kind of more forward role. The other 2 are playing as inside forwards, which is going to allow our midfield to bomb on. And obviously, like I said, Tammy Abraham is leading the line. I really want to implement this style of football and get the Villa fans excited. They've not had a lot to cheer about in recent years, and as a kind of Villa fan, I'm hoping that I can really bring something special to the club at the moment and get us back where we belong in the Premier League. Right, let's get going then. I've said I passionately expect to win this match. The boys like it. Let's get a little bit more going. We'll show Vandra onto his weaker foot, and away we go. I've got to take it off a 3D. There we go, we're back in the 2D Classic. Away we go. I'm going to be really excited about this entire project, to be fair. This is the kind of like saves that I like doing, and there's loads of fallen giants that you can get in and around the English leagues, and even in other leagues. You know, there's foreign teams as well, which I love to do research on. I love to research clubs. For me, Villa fitted because I know quite a lot about the team and about the history of the club. As Green gets us going here, whips in a good ball. Tammy nearly there. Irvine heads clear. Jack can't get to it, but John McGinn mops up nicely. We're pressing early doors here. Conor Hourihane gets past his man into El Ghazi. I thought there might have been a foul there, but Davids hits it long. Oh, we've missed the interception there. James Chester, that's not brilliant. Fraser Campbell into Grzycki. He's their best player by a long way. He whips in. Jared Bowen, unlucky. He's also a very decent player. Going to be interesting to see how he gets on this season, Jared Bowen. In real life, he's been tearing up trees. But we shall see how good he is on the Football Manager. Maybe someone to take up with us. I won't lie, I was surprised by the lack of money that I had to kind of invest in the club. Although, having said that, we have made a couple of signings this season. Not me, but obviously the team in general with like Nyland, etc., etc., and John McGinn. But I still expected a bit more. It just kind of goes to show the kind of disparity between the Premier League money and money outside of that top division, and how it's so important to get in there early. As El Ghazi hits a free kick just over the bar. Unlucky, mate. Rahim, we've made the better start here, and there was just a little mistake by James Chester. That's the only real opening we've had in the game. Grealish into Rahim, who finds Tammy Abraham. We've got to get deliveries into Tammy, and that's the way that we're going to do it. Oh, El Ghazi, El Mohammadi whips it in. Tammy misses it, and Green hits the bar, and it's safely saved by David Marshall. That's unlucky. It was really well played. Oh, you can tell. So close. When you look at our bench, it's very strong for a championship team. When you've got Michael Richards, Nyland, Mings, Carroll, as in Tom Carroll, Henry Lansbury, Adoma, and John Codger on the bench. That is pretty much as good as you're going to get in the league as a kind of backup bench. We've done so well here. I'm going to passionately say I'm pleased with how things are going. Keep it up. Boys don't like that. You what? Not the... I've never had that. Usually my team talks are very good, and the boys aren't happy with their own performance, which is good. But at the same time, I didn't want to upset them straight off the bat. I was hoping they might, back me up a little bit here. And I hope that doesn't have an adverse effect on us going forward in this game, as Henriksen plays it out to Kane on the right. Thank God it's not Harry. Although Fraser Campbell gets there. Good save by Kalinic. Well held. I'm hoping that's not the highlight. Doesn't look like it as we advance through. James Chester finds the ball out to El Ghazi. Good take. He's on a booking, so I might have to take him off later on in the game. He's found Jack Grealish, and he's got space to run into now, Jack. Here we go. This is where the magic can happen. Jack. Great ball in. Oh, no one gets on it. Conor Hurrain on that left peg. Oh, Conor Hurrain gets us underway. The first goal of the season is from Conor. I said at the start, he is a very underrated footballer, a very good footballer, and that is some finish. It's good play by Jack originally to get out on the right wing. He heads it in. Burke heads it away. Conor Hurrain gets one touch, gets out of his feet, and the goalie has dived after the ball's already gone in. It's a wonderful finish from Conor. Get in, boys. No less than we deserve as well. We've been by far the better team. Jack running at the defence. He's giving the ball away to Kane, but it's one mopped up by Green. Oh my God, that ball swerved like nobody's business. What a hit from Green. He's a very good young player, actually. Good young talent. I'm looking forward to giving him a good run in the team as Grealish heads it just over. Actually, no, it looks like Marshall saved it. Good save. 20 minutes to go, and I'm going to take off the yellow carders. John McGinn is coming off. On comes Henry Lansbury, and I'm going to take El Ghazi off. I'm going to bring on, Jonathan Codger, and then I'm going to pop him in behind. Actually, no, I'm going to leave Codger out on the... Can I put Tammy there? No, I'm going to leave Codger out on the right, actually, and see how he gets on. I can't believe it's only 1-0. When you look at the stats, we've absolutely bossed this as Hurricane whips in the corner to the back post. Tammy, Jonathan Codger. Oh, he's not offside. How can he be offside? There's a guy in the post. That is absolute nonsense. If we don't win this game, I'm going to be calling back on that. That is absolute bollocks. That is it. A 1-0 win for Aston Villa to get us underway in the save. And away from home, I'm going to take that. A good win, boys. Well done. I am going to have a quick word with Tammy, though, and just say to him, I'm not pleased with what I saw from you tonight. And that's actually upset him a little bit. Well, you were poor, mate. So what I'm thinking is I don't want to leave it too long. Let's come back for a game at Villa Park, and then we'll have a game against Sheffield United away, because they're obviously doing quite well in real life as well, and they tend to do quite well on the save. They're not a bad team, Sheffield United. So we'll come back for those two games. It's going to leave us with 4 games in the Championship and the Carabao Cup first round as well, so we can see where we stand. Thanks so much for watching the episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. Like I said, the Blythe save will continue alongside this. That's more of a kind of long-term save. So I don't want to say it's a slog, but obviously there's a lot more to it. And, you kind of have to have watched it from the start, and we're already 25 episodes or so into that. This is a kind of like fresh start with something a bit more mainstream, a bit more... I want to say light, if that makes any sense. And I can have some really good fun with this. And it's just nice to see if we can get an old club, well, not an old club, but an underachieving club back to where they belong at the higher echelons. If you do have any kind of players that you think I should look out for, or formations I should use, or even where you think we're going to finish in the league, then please do get involved in the comments section. Let me know. It is a community. I want us all to kind of get to know each other and make this a kind of joint save, as it were. And we can all get behind it and get Villa back to where they belong. Thank you so much for watching the episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do like, share and subscribe. And until I see you in the next episode of The Fallen Giants, Aston Villa style, stay cool.